What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to talk about goal setting a little bit, and the one key thing that I learned around the 10 to 15 grand a month level with my agency that completely stopped me from growing it for 1 to 2 months. In this video, my aim for you is to completely avoid that one mistake that I bet a lot of you fall into, because it's a repeated narrative all of the time right now in the agency space, in all of the business space, that is just completely not true. So if you don't know me, I'm Joe. I've scaled my agency to 40 grand a month this year. And the one issue in this video that I'm going to talk about made me stop scaling my business for 1 to 2 months and basically put it on a halt because I had a hard time waking up in the morning to actually grow the business. I had a motivation issue, and all that motivation stems from is going back to the way you set goals. So we're going to talk about a little bit how to effectively set goals in your agency and how to avoid the exact thing that I went through so you don't have to at all. So the odds are, if you're watching this video, you're probably an agency owner between 0 to 10 grand a month. And you want to grow an agency to drop out of university. You want to grow an agency to travel. You want to grow an agency to get that Rolex. And these are very common reasons that people start agencies. They want to escape that mediocre life. They want to get out of their household. They want to go to new places. They want to network. And when you're beginning as an agency owner, these things are very sexy. They're shiny, and you want to push for them. But I'm going to put your head on a spin right now and say that all this will not bring you fulfillment. When I was growing my agency, I didn't understand this, but there was a commonality between the hyper-successful business owners that I followed. Sam Ovens, to be exact, Alex Becker, and Alex Hormozi, and many others, but those are the main three. And a lot of them did not care about material possessions. They did not talk about any material possessions. And these are what I call external goals. So let's define this real quick. So an external goal is to make 10K a month. So from that 10 grand a month, you want the lifestyle. You want to go to Dubai. You want to travel. You want material possessions. And these are very common things. And what I can tell you from my personal experience here is that these will not bring you fulfillment, and these will not grow your business. And whenever we're talking about anything to do with life optimization or giving you any oughts or any recommendations to do anything, we always have to have an aim. And this video is for people who want to grow a damn business. Because I can tell you, from what I've noticed with hyper-successful people, these people do not care about those things. And this video is going to explain why they don't care about those things. And what I've found from my personal experience that you will not experience until you get to this level of actually making your first 5, 10, 15 grand a month. And it was at that level that I realized these things will not bring you happiness. And what we call is the hedonic treadmill. And this is exactly what happens. So you have this spike in dopamine where you're super happy from this material possession that you just got, this new lifestyle you just got, this new environment that you just got. And what happens? This is what happens initially, and this is what happens after. Your mind adjusts to its environment extremely quickly. Let me tell a story. I got a new car a few months back, about 5 months back. And it was a very nice Tesla, and most people would strive to have it, and it was a car I wanted for years. And I thought that I would be happy when I had this Tesla, because I'd get out of my old SUV that I had when I was in university, and I would get all that I wanted, and it would look cool. And once you got it, you realize that it really doesn't do anything to your happiness. It's nice for the 5 days that you initially get it, until your body adapts, and then you're back at baseline of the hedonic treadmill. So the hedonic treadmill means that it'll just return to the baseline level of happiness. And the nuance here is that once you have your Maslow's hierarchy of needs fulfilled, you will not be happy from these external factors. So once we know that, the issue I came to is that all of my goals that I set for my agency and the reason I wanted to make money was due to external goals. It was due to I want to drop out of university. And then from there, I want to travel. I want to be like these gurus online. I want to be like X person. And Ayman Ghazi has literally created this narrative of every young person wanting to live that lifestyle. And you can see the attraction to this lifestyle because it's so different and they objectively think that this lifestyle will bring them a better baseline of happiness than they are at currently. And that's why they're driving towards this external goal. It's because they think it's going to benefit them. And what you'll notice, everybody, and after the watching this video, you'll notice everybody doing it online, is that branding is important because what the gurus are doing, what marketers are doing, are tailoring to your needs and your desires of an external goal and an external lifestyle. So what they're going to do is be like Iman Gadzhi's, and this is not a hate video for Iman Gadzhi. I get what he's doing, and it's going to make him a lot of money. But if you're an honest person, and I try to be authentic and honest as much as possible throughout my whole life, it's just the way I think and the way I want to be online, I can honestly tell you from experiencing that it doesn't bring you happiness. It will not change the baseline of your happiness, and it will be a temporary relief. And even Iman Gadzhi make these videos. I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't find happiness. It's been a stressful year. All these people are probably as equally as happy as you driving to grow your agency right now. And again, it is a different scenario when you're struggling to even eat food. It is a different scenario when you have nothing to fulfill the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you don't know what it is, I'll put it on screen right here. But what it says is you need your baseline desires of a healthy relationship with your family. You need the food. You need a home. And after you have those fulfilled, it's highly unlikely that many things external will bring you more happiness than your baseline level of happiness. So with all this said, what did I learn from traveling to 3 different countries in 4 months? Getting the $1 million villas, staying at them in Airbnb. What'd I do? I moved back home in Canada. I stopped doing it. And what I realized, and this is from the psychological literature, you will be happy seeing yourself progress towards this external goal, because we know again from the literature that happiness is created and generated when you see yourself progressively moving towards a desired goal or outcome. So what happens is you're happy, seeing yourself make those few $1,000s. You keep making the money until you get that new car, until you live that lifestyle. Then since you're not pushing towards anything anymore, you have that fulfilled. You have the desire fulfilled that you even wanted to start an agency for. You have everything done, and you're sat there like, well, I just accomplished all this. What the hell am I doing? Why am I even working anymore? I just said I wanted this thing, and now I got this thing. Where am I going now? Why do I even need to work? And that's the reason I barely wanted to work for 2 months. It took so much willpower and discipline to get on this damn laptop and record a video and make content and scale an agency and scale a community, because I didn't want to anymore, because my goal from all of this was to hit those external goals that just got fulfilled and were just now gone. And you're at the same level of happiness. So that's what I struggled with. Now I'm going to show you how I actually solved this issue. And you might think I'm a psychopath, but this is now what I notice that all of these people now have adopted in their life to continue, you can say, being happy or continue wanting to work. And instead of these external goals, that is like, once I get this, I'll be happy, right? So it's once I get X thing, I'll be happy. This is not true. This is just a fallacy. It's not when I get this X thing, I'll be happy. It's the progression from the baseline at 0K a month to your 100K a month. And that's why so many people say trust the process, because that's what's going to make you happy. It's the striving for more. A lot of times, let's say Mr. Olympia, when C-Bum trains for X period amount of time just to get on the stage and flex, and he wins the Olympia, he says you'll feel that for 5 minutes. You'll feel the win for 5 minutes. Then you go home and you're left with the same life as before, but you just have an Olympia and you're sitting there like, what do I do? This is what I do to solve this. And instead of once I get X to be happy, it's I will work on the business, not to get the lifestyle. So this is usually what people think. It's I work on the business to work on the business. And that might be never ending. It might be a continuous loop. But there's no, once I get X, I'll be happy. It's not that anymore. It's just for the sake of working on the business. And what you can see when you have this infinite loop of working on the business to work on the business, like I said with the psychological literature, it's a linear progression, let's say, and you're observing your happiness level go up and the fulfillment go up because you're just seeing yourself make progress all the time, and there's no stops. There's no stops at all. There's no like, hey, look, once I get this, I'll be happy. It's not when I get here I'll be happy. It's just infinite. That's why when people make hundreds of $1,000,000, they're still equally as happy as a normal person because they usually stop striving. And this might be evolutionary. This might be an innate nature of humans for us to continue to progress towards things. It might just be built in us, but we always need to be progressing towards something further. And these lifestyle people, I can tell you, like I said in the beginning of the video, if your aim is to become the best business person possible, and this is the huge point in this whole video, adopt this philosophy if you genuinely love business and you love business for just working on the business. If you want to build the best business possible, this is the way to think about it. If you want to build the business just to get the lifestyle and all that, and that's your personal preference and that's your life goal, that's like your North Star for doing everything is you just want the damn Rolex, fine. But the person who thinks this way will beat you any day of the week in all aspects of their business. They will destroy you because their aim is not the Rolex. It is just working on the business. That's all it is. And I can tell you this might sound psychopathic in a way. Just work, just work, just work, just work. But when you genuinely love something for its own sake, that's when you are genuinely unstoppable. Because you will not stop working until you physically can't, but your mind loves it because that's your North Star. Your mind will continue to want to work. And this is how I've chosen to live my life. And the people around me, we've designed our lives this way because we know as soon as we set an external goal to get X thing, once you hit it, you'll just be back to baseline. And that's the sad reality of it. But what you can do is enjoy the process at every single step and start setting the input goals in your business and start striving just to hit those inputs and just work on the business for the sake of the business. And the issue is, a lot of people, especially many gurus that I'm aware of, they're in it to get this amount of money. They're in it to buy this thing. And immediately when you're in it to make that amount of money and to buy this thing as quick as possible, you start making short-term plays. You start making unethical plays. You don't think long-term about the business. The person who thinks about the business for only the business, the sake of the business, like I mentioned, is planning for 20, 30 years down the road. And saying, what happens if my reputation right now gets hit? Well, stick with me for the rest of life. If I scam $100,000 worth of people and don't deliver fantastic service, what's going to happen to the reputation of my damn business right now? Or even me? Again, in 30 years, I'll probably have a different business, but my name is tainted. As soon as people have these short-term hedonistic objectives relating to anything in the business, they're planning for the short term, and anybody thinking long term will outplay you. It's like making a chess move to try to get to checkmate them when you're not thinking what's going to happen in 5 moves. You're looking at the next 2 moves while the good chess player's looking at the next 6. You are just going to get outplayed. And you might be thinking, isn't this counterproductive? Shouldn't your aim be on the money and just the money and not just working on the business? And it's a difficult topic, and that's because by nature, a lot of things are counterintuitive in life. And not to get all philosophical, but let's give an example tangibly with this sales call. Every single sales call you're going into is to close a prospect. The aim, if everything went perfectly, is to close a prospect. But the technique salespeople give their employees and anybody else in a coaching program is just focus on helping the prospect, delivering as much value as possible, and fixing their problems. And fixing their problems in giving them the correct solution is going to indirectly have a higher chance of selling them than just saying, I just want to sell them the whole time. I just want to rely everything. The outcome is everything to me. I don't want to disconnect from the outcome. I just want to get to sell them. And the frame of helping the prospect, and I'm here to help. My service is fantastic for you. That frame, it does better in sales. I just want to sell them as fast as I can. So, again, that's counterintuitive too, but it's proven that that's the way to do it. And this is the way I think now. And this has made me infinitely more motivated because I know the material objects won't do anything for me. And that's fine. And when I get the material objects, I'm like, what's the purpose of this material object? It's just going to make me happy for a few minutes and just, it'll go away. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is kind of a personal video, more authentic video than any other one. And I wanted to kind of make this for my own sake and keep talking to myself. And this is the way I think now. I keep wanting to ingrain it. As much as I want to buy things, as much as I want to show off for social media, look at me, status symbol, gain status, it's short-term thinking. It's not going to work. And the person who has a long-term vision and is working on the business for the sake of the business is going to spend less money on unnecessary things, is going to reinvest all that money that they're making back into the business because all they're doing is growing the damn business for the sake of the business. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I have a free community of agency resources and also one-on-one onboarding calls with a coach in there as well. So if you want to join that, it's completely free. It's in the description. Like and subscribe. That'd be amazing for more videos like this. I upload 3 a week. I'd love to see you guys again. Goodbye.